When I look back, I see that my life was marked by a constant search for meaning. I failed university exams 3 times. Yes, 3 times. I was rejected from 30 jobs, including one at KFC. But instead of surrendering, I knew I needed something bigger. Something that would make it all worthwhile. That's when I began to understand the concept of ikigai. That powerful balance between what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what can sustain you. This idea changed everything for me because it turned every rejection into an opportunity to adjust my focus. Many people ask me how to overcome inertia and that feeling of being stuck in the same place. For me, the answer has always been clear. Find your purpose. Ask yourself, what really matters to me? What can I contribute? And then act. I always say, if not now, when? If not me, who? Don't wait for ideal conditions because they never come. Purpose is not something you find by chance. It's something you build with dedication. One of the biggest pitfalls is believing that only young people can pursue their purpose. This is not true. Ikigai is for everyone, at any stage of life. When I founded Alibaba, I was over 30. I wasn't young, I wasn't rich, and I certainly wasn't a technology expert. But I had a vision and a passion that were non-negotiable. Time doesn't matter. What matters is your willingness to start and keep going. I've always believed that a dream can make you feel rich, even when money is tight. Dreams give us energy. They make us see beyond the difficulties. Start with something small but meaningful. I remember when I gathered 17 friends in my apartment to share my idea for Alibaba. They believed because they saw my purpose. And when you believe in what you're doing, it's almost impossible not to infect others. Finding your ikigai isn't just about you. When you live with purpose, you inspire the people around you. It's like lighting a candle. Its flame can illuminate others without losing its glow. That's the beauty of a life guided by a greater meaning, where every step connects to something that really matters. When I was young, I thought that happiness was something you achieved with money or success. After years of trying, I realized I was wrong. During my travels, I learned a lot from the people of Okinawa, Japan. They have a fascinating approach to life. They believe that purpose, or ikigai, is something that evolves over time, and that happiness is not the privilege of the young. They taught me that living with meaning can bring vitality and joy at any stage of life. I met 90-year-olds who were still full of energy because they had something important to do every day, something that gave them a reason to wake up in the morning. This made me realize that happiness is not something fixed. It's like a flame that can be rekindled at any time, as long as you nurture it. Whenever I think about it, I say to myself and to others, if not now, when? If not me, who? Every age brings new opportunities to discover what makes you happy. I often see people giving up on their dreams because they believe they are too old. But who defines that? When I was 35, I started Alibaba. I had no money, tech experience, or connections. I just had passion and resilience. That's something we all have the ability to do, regardless of age. Never let numbers limit what you can achieve. Happiness is also in the little things. Sometimes we're so busy chasing big goals that we forget to value the simple moments. A meaningful conversation, a gesture of gratitude, or even a cup of tea can bring peace and joy. Happiness doesn't depend on what we have, but on how we choose to see life. I always say that if you want to catch the rabbit, don't try to change it. Change yourself. This is true for happiness. It starts from within. In the end, finding happiness at all ages is about living in the present and accepting that each phase of life has its beauty. It doesn't matter whether you're starting out or starting over. The most important thing is to do something that makes sense to you today. That's what gives life meaning, and that's what keeps the spirit young. When I think about passion, I remember how I was drawn to teaching even as a young man. I loved inspiring others, sharing knowledge, and seeing people grow. At first, I never imagined that passion could lead me to founding a global company like Alibaba. But that's the thing about passion. It often starts small. What makes you feel alive? What activity makes you lose track of time? These are the questions that guide you toward what you truly love. I once had a friend who was obsessed with airplanes since childhood. He would collect model planes, study their mechanics, and dream about flying. Years later, he turned that love into a career by opening a business in aircraft maintenance. He often told me that he never felt like he was working because every day was simply doing what he loved. That's the power of passion. It transforms effort into enjoyment. Discovering what you love doesn't mean you have to know everything right away. It's about exploration. Try different things, take small risks, and don't be afraid to fail. I failed in school exams multiple times, but each failure brought me closer to understanding myself. Passion is not always obvious. Sometimes you need to dig deeper and let curiosity guide you. People often confuse passion with grand ambitions, but even the simplest hobbies can reveal profound purpose. Cooking, painting, or gardening might not seem like much, but they can bring immense joy and clarity. Passion is less about impressing others and more about what feels meaningful to you. So, ask yourself, what excites me? What makes me feel alive? Once you find what you love, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with the world. When you connect your passion with others, it grows stronger and opens doors to opportunities you never imagined. And remember, passion is the spark, but consistency is what keeps the fire alive. Passion alone is not enough. You need skills to turn it into something impactful. I wasn't naturally good at business or technology when I started Alibaba, but I knew I had to improve if I wanted to succeed. Everyone has unique talents, even if they don't seem obvious at first. Identifying and developing these abilities is the key to transforming potential into excellence. Think of your skills like muscles. They grow stronger with use. When I started teaching, I wasn't the best, but I worked hard to improve every day. Over time, I realized that my ability to communicate and connect with others became my strongest asset. Similarly, you can take what you're naturally drawn to and build on it with practice and persistence. It's also important to learn from others. Surround yourself with people who inspire you and push you to grow. I learned a lot from my early team members. They were smarter than me in many areas, and I wasn't afraid to admit it. By focusing on collaboration, I could leverage their expertise and sharpen my own skills. Never underestimate the value of continuous learning. The world is changing fast, and staying adaptable is crucial. I often say that the future belongs to those who are willing to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone and try something new. It's how you'll discover your hidden talents. Lastly, remember that skill development is a journey, not a destination. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and keep challenging yourself. With every step, you'll get closer to aligning your skills with your passion, creating something truly extraordinary. Understanding how your passions and skills can benefit others is what gives life true purpose. When I started Alibaba, it wasn't just about creating a business. It was about empowering small businesses and helping them succeed in the global market. When your work positively impacts others, it becomes more than just a job. It becomes a mission. To find your mission, look at the problems around you. What challenges do people face? And how can your abilities help solve them? When I realized how difficult it was for small businesses in China to connect with international markets, I knew I could make a difference. That realization gave me a sense of direction that was bigger than myself. Your mission doesn't have to change the entire world. It just needs to create value where it matters. Even small actions, like mentoring someone or improving a process, can have a ripple effect. By focusing on what the world truly needs, you align your work with something meaningful and enduring. I believe that fulfillment comes from seeing the positive impact of your efforts. It's not about how much you gain, but about how much you give. This mindset not only brings satisfaction, but also inspires others to follow your lead. Every great achievement begins with someone deciding to make a difference. When you find a mission that aligns with your passion and skills, it creates a powerful synergy. It drives you to push through challenges and keep growing. And the best part? Your success will inspire others to find their own path, creating a cycle of positivity and progress. Monetizing your passion is a delicate balance. It's about creating value while staying true to what you love. When I started Alibaba, my goal wasn't just to make money, but to build something meaningful. Financial success followed because we focused on solving real problems. The same principle applies to any passion. If you provide genuine value, the rewards will come naturally. Not every passion needs to become a career, but many can. The key is understanding how to turn what you love into something sustainable. Start small. Identify opportunities where your passion meets a market need. For instance, if you're passionate about photography, you could begin by offering your services part-time while refining your skills and building a client base. It's important to stay adaptable. The market is constantly changing. And success often requires adjusting your approach. I like to say, if you want to catch the rabbit, don't change the rabbit, change yourself. By being flexible and open to new ideas, you'll find ways to align your passion with financial stability. One challenge is avoiding burnout. When you turn a passion into a profession, it's easy to lose sight of why you started. To maintain balance, set clear boundaries and take time to reconnect with what inspires you. Remember, purpose is the foundation of success. Without it, even the most profitable ventures can feel empty. Monetizing your passion is not just about making money, it's about creating a life that feels fulfilling and aligned. When you do this, you're not just working, you're building a legacy. That's the difference between chasing profits and living with purpose. When I look back, I see that fear was one of my greatest teachers. Starting Alibaba was terrifying. I had no money, no technology background, and no clear roadmap. But I realized something early on. Fear is a dragon guarding your treasure. Every step toward your goal means facing that dragon. The trick is to keep moving forward despite the fear. In every great story, the hero's journey begins with confronting the unknown, and that's exactly how transformation begins. Fear often disguises itself as excuses. I'm not ready, or what if I fail? But let me tell you, failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone. When I failed my university exams, I didn't let it define me. Instead, I used those moments to build resilience. Fear doesn't disappear. It shrinks when you take action. As I always say, if not now, when? If not me, who? Facing your fears isn't about becoming fearless. It's about being courageous enough to take the first step. For me, the first step was gathering 17 friends in my apartment to share my vision for Alibaba. They believed in me because I dared to dream despite my fears. The same is true for you. Your fears might feel overwhelming, but they are a sign that you're standing on the edge of growth. One way to overcome fear is by reframing it. Instead of seeing fear as an obstacle, see it as a guide. It points you toward what matters most. When I decided to take Alibaba global, I was afraid of failure on a massive scale. But I also knew that fear meant I was stepping into something meaningful. Growth and comfort never coexist. Every hero's journey includes setbacks. But remember, setbacks are setups for comebacks. When you take on your fears, you start to see them for what they are, illusions that shrink in the light of action. Each step forward transforms you, turning fear into fuel for your journey. The most life-changing moments often begin with a whisper, an inner nudge urging you to take a step into the unknown. For me, that whisper came when I first discovered the internet in 1995. I didn't know how to code, but I knew the internet could change lives. That moment was my call to adventure, and I knew I couldn't ignore it. Listening to your intuition can be scary, but it's often the most reliable compass. Many people wait for perfect conditions before acting, but life doesn't work that way. Your intuition often tells you to move before you feel ready. When I told my friends about my idea to start Alibaba, many of them laughed. But deep down, I knew I was onto something. Intuition isn't about logic, it's about trust. Trusting that inner voice can open doors you never imagined. Ignoring your intuition often leads to regret. I've seen so many people miss opportunities because they second-guess themselves. Don't let that be you. When you feel that pull, even if it doesn't make sense, take the first step. It's like stepping into a dark room. You won't see everything at once, but you'll begin to find your way. Your intuition isn't just about big decisions. It's also about the small ones. It's the feeling that tells you to call someone, take a different route, or say yes to an opportunity. These small moments add up to big changes over time. Trusting your gut is like building a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. When you answer the call to adventure, you enter a world of possibilities. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. The adventure is waiting for you, but only you can take the first step. No hero's journey is complete without mentors, those who guide us when the path seems unclear. I've been fortunate to learn from many mentors in my life, even if they weren't traditional teachers. Books, colleagues, and even failures became my mentors. They taught me lessons I couldn't have learned on my own. One thing I've realized is that you don't need to look far to find guidance. Mentors are everywhere if you're willing to learn. A mentor doesn't have to be someone older or more experienced. Sometimes mentorship comes from unlikely places. My early team at Alibaba taught me more about technology than any formal training could have. By staying humble and open, I learned to see every interaction as an opportunity to grow. Finding the right mentor starts with knowing what you need. Are you looking for technical skills, emotional support, or strategic advice? Once you're clear, the right mentors often appear. For me, reading biographies of great leaders like Steve Jobs and Muhammad Yunus provided invaluable insights. Even though I never met them, their stories became a guiding light. It's important to remember that mentorship is a two-way street. The best relationships are built on mutual respect and learning. When you value your mentors, you create a connection that benefits both of you. I always made sure to express gratitude to those who helped me, whether they were colleagues, friends, or industry leaders. As you navigate your journey, surround yourself with people who challenge and inspire you. They will help you see what's possible and guide you through the toughest challenges. With the right mentors, no obstacle feels insurmountable. I've often said that life's obstacles are not punishments, they're opportunities in disguise. Every setback I've faced, from failing exams to struggling with early rejections, shaped who I am today. Challenges force us to dig deeper, think creatively, and become stronger. Without them, growth would be impossible. They're like weights in a gym, difficult to lift but essential for building strength. During Alibaba's early days, we faced immense criticism. Many doubted our vision of helping small businesses thrive in a global market. There were moments when failure seemed inevitable, but each challenge taught us something new, whether it was about innovation, teamwork, or resilience. We didn't just survive those moments, we grew because of them. The truth is, challenges are the best teachers. They show you what you're capable of and push you beyond your limits. When you embrace them, you stop seeing problems as roadblocks and start seeing them as stepping stones. It's not about avoiding difficulties. It's about learning to rise above them. I've met countless people who let their fears of failure hold them back. But the reality is, the more you fail, the more resilient you become. It's like falling while learning to ride a bike. Each fall teaches you balance until you're unstoppable. The same applies to life. Remember, every great achievement comes with its share of struggles. But it's in those moments of adversity that you discover your true potential. Challenges don't define you, your response to them does. Purpose doesn't always come from grand gestures or monumental achievements. Often it's the small, simple moments that hold the most meaning. I found that some of my greatest insights came during quiet walks or moments of reflection. Simplicity is where clarity thrives, and clarity is the foundation of purpose. Meditation, journaling, or even a simple habit of gratitude can transform how you see the world. For me, gratitude has always been a guiding principle. Appreciating what you have doesn't mean you stop striving. It means you see the beauty in every step of the journey. Simplicity allows you to focus on what truly matters without being distracted by noise. In today's fast-paced world, simplicity is a superpower. It's easy to get overwhelmed by endless tasks and goals. But when you strip away the unnecessary, you find space to reconnect with what you love and what drives you. That's where purpose lives. Not in complexity, but in authenticity. Simplicity also teaches patience. Building Alibaba wasn't a sudden success. It was the result of countless small, deliberate steps. Whether it's pursuing a dream or cultivating a skill, small, consistent actions lead to extraordinary results over time. Ultimately, simplicity is about alignment. When your actions match your values and your vision, life feels more meaningful. Purpose doesn't need to be loud or elaborate, it just needs to be real. In our pursuit of big dreams, we often forget to pause and celebrate small victories. But these moments of success, however minor, are the fuel that keeps us going. When Alibaba made its first sale, it was a small milestone, but it symbolized that our idea worked. Celebrating it gave us the energy to push forward. Small wins remind you that progress is happening, even if it's not always obvious. It's like climbing a mountain. Each step gets you closer to the summit. Recognizing those steps keeps you motivated and focused on the journey ahead. Without these celebrations, the climb can feel endless. A small win doesn't have to be public or extravagant. It can be as simple as completing a task, learning something new, or making someone smile. These moments create momentum. They remind you that success isn't just a destination, it's a series of meaningful steps along the way. Gratitude plays a huge role here. When you acknowledge your progress, no matter how small, you cultivate a mindset of positivity and resilience. This mindset not only keeps you motivated, but also inspires those around you. Success is contagious, and celebrating it spreads that energy. As you move toward your goals, don't wait for the finish line to celebrate. Life is made of moments, and each one deserves to be appreciated. Small wins are not just milestones, they are the building blocks of greatness. Laziness isn't a lack of effort, it's often a lack of direction. When you don't know why you're doing something, even the smallest tasks can feel overwhelming. That's where the philosophy of Ikigai becomes a game changer. When you align your passions, skills, and purpose, work stops feeling like a burden. I've seen this firsthand. During my early years, I lacked focus, and every challenge felt like an uphill battle. But once I found my Ikigai, empowering small businesses through technology, I discovered a limitless source of energy. Purpose turns effort into enthusiasm. It transforms "I have to" into "I want to." The key is to start small. Don't wait for a grand revelation about your life's purpose. Begin with something simple that excites you. Maybe it's helping a friend, learning a new skill, or working on a passion project. Each small step builds momentum and makes the next one easier. It's also important to connect your actions to something greater than yourself. When you see how your efforts impact others, laziness fades away. Purpose is the antidote to procrastination. It gives every action meaning and makes every moment count. When you live with Ikigai, work becomes a joy, and laziness becomes a distant memory. Purpose isn't just about achieving goals, it's about falling in love with the process. Goals are like a compass. They give direction to your actions and ensure that every step you take aligns with your purpose. When I started Alibaba, I didn't just aim to create a company. My goal was to empower small businesses and give them access to global opportunities. It wasn't just a business goal, it was a purpose-driven mission, and that made all the difference. The most effective goals are specific and meaningful. Instead of saying, "I want to be successful," define what success looks like to you. Is it financial freedom? Making a difference in your community? Goals that are tied to your passion and values are not only easier to pursue, but also more fulfilling when achieved. They act as a constant reminder of why you started. Break your larger goals into smaller, actionable steps. For instance, when we aimed to make Alibaba the leading e-commerce platform, we began by focusing on one simple task: connecting a handful of suppliers to buyers. By achieving small milestones, we gained the confidence and momentum to tackle bigger challenges. Each small victory reinforced our belief in the mission. Write your goals down and revisit them regularly. Seeing your goals in black and white makes them tangible. It also keeps you accountable. Life will always throw distractions your way, but clear written goals help you stay focused and motivated. They act as a lighthouse, guiding you even in turbulent waters. Lastly, celebrate the process, not just the outcome. Goals are not just about reaching a destination. They're about the transformation you experience along the way. Aligning your goals with your purpose ensures that every step you take is meaningful, no matter the result. Success means nothing if you lose yourself in the process. I've met countless entrepreneurs who sacrifice their health, relationships, and happiness for their careers. That's not real success. True success is finding harmony between work, personal growth, and relationships. Balance is not a luxury, it's a necessity for a fulfilling life. During Alibaba's early years, I worked tirelessly, often forgetting to take care of myself. But I soon realized that burnout doesn't just harm you, it impacts everyone around you. Balance isn't about doing less, it's about doing the right things in the right proportion. Your work, passions, and relationships should complement each other, not compete. One of the best ways to maintain balance is to schedule time for what matters most. Whether it's spending time with family, pursuing a hobby, or simply relaxing, these moments recharge you. Think of it like sharpening an axe. You can't keep chopping effectively if the blade is dull. Regular breaks and self-care make you more productive and focused. Balance also requires saying no. Not every opportunity is worth pursuing, and not every task is equally important. Learning to prioritize and delegate is essential. I often tell my team, don't let the urgent distract you from the important. Focus on what truly aligns with your purpose and values. Ultimately, balance is about living in alignment. It's about creating a life where every aspect supports and enriches the others. When you find that harmony, you're not just successful, you're truly happy. Surrounding yourself with the right people is one of the most powerful things you can do. Success is not a solo journey, it's a collective effort. When I started Alibaba, I didn't do it alone. I had a team of passionate, driven individuals who believed in the vision. Together, we built something far greater than any of us could have achieved alone. Communities provide support, encouragement, and accountability. When you're part of a group that shares your values and goals, you feel empowered to push through challenges. It's like climbing a mountain with a team. Each person helps the others reach the summit. You're stronger together. Building an inspiring community starts with finding people who share your vision. Look for those who uplift you, challenge you, and push you to be better. Avoid toxic relationships that drain your energy or distract you from your purpose. Positive environments breed positive outcomes. Contribute to the community as much as you benefit from it. When you share your knowledge, time, and support, you create a cycle of mutual growth. Helping others succeed doesn't diminish your success. It amplifies it. As I often say, your network is your net worth. Communities are also a source of resilience. When you face setbacks, the people around you remind you of your strengths and help you regain your focus. Together you can achieve things that once seemed impossible. The future is unpredictable, but that doesn't mean you should fear it. Instead, approach it with flexibility and optimism. The world is constantly changing, and those who adapt thrive. When I started Alibaba, the internet was still new in China. Many doubted its potential, but I believed in the future and stayed open to change. Flexibility means being willing to let go of old ideas and embrace new possibilities. It's about staying curious and eager to learn. The most successful people are not the ones who resist change, but the ones who adapt quickly. When you're flexible, challenges become opportunities. Optimism is equally important. If you approach the future with fear, you'll hesitate to act. But if you see it as a world of possibilities, you'll find the courage to take risks. Optimism is not about ignoring difficulties. It's about believing in your ability to overcome them. The key to navigating the future is preparation. Stay curious, keep learning, and remain open to new ideas. The more you prepare, the more confident you'll feel about facing whatever comes your way. Flexibility and optimism create a mindset that thrives in uncertainty. The future is not something to wait for, it's something to create. By staying flexible and optimistic, you can shape the future instead of being shaped by it. Living authentically means being true to who you are, not who the world expects you to be. When I started Alibaba, I didn't try to be someone else. I was honest about my limitations and played to my strengths. Authenticity builds trust, and trust is the foundation of success. Being authentic doesn't mean being perfect. It means embracing your flaws and being honest about your journey. People connect with vulnerability because it's real. When you're authentic, you inspire others to be themselves too. Authenticity also means aligning your actions with your values. When your words and deeds match, you create a life that feels genuine and fulfilling. This alignment brings peace of mind and a sense of purpose. The hardest part of living authentically is resisting the pressure to conform. The world will always have opinions about who you should be, but the only opinion that truly matters is your own. Stay true to your vision, even when it's not popular. Living authentically is not just about being yourself, it's about becoming your best self. When you embrace who you are, you unlock your full potential and create a life that's both meaningful and inspiring. Every hero's journey eventually comes full circle. Once you've overcome challenges and achieved your goals, you become a mentor for others. Sharing your story inspires the next generation to pursue their dreams. This is the final stage of purpose, giving back. Being a mentor doesn't require perfection. It's about sharing what you've learned, including your failures. People don't just learn from your successes, they learn from your struggles. Authenticity makes your mentorship relatable and impactful. As a mentor, you have the power to shape lives. Whether it's guiding a colleague, inspiring a student, or supporting a friend, your influence creates ripples of positivity. Helping others succeed is one of the most rewarding experiences in life. The journey from hero to mentor is a reminder that success is not just about what you achieve, it's about what you give back. When you become a mentor, your story becomes a source of hope and guidance for others. This is the true legacy of any hero, inspiring others to embark on their own journeys and complete their own transformations.
Jack Ma's journey has inspired millions worldwide, and this presentation was no exception. He captivated the audience with his wisdom, humor, and deeply personal stories, leaving everyone feeling both empowered and enlightened. Jack Ma began by sharing his failures, not as setbacks, but as stepping stones that shaped his understanding of purpose and passion. From failing university entrance exams to being rejected for over 30 jobs, including KFC, he showed how resilience and self-awareness could transform any challenge into an opportunity. In this captivating session, Jack Ma explored the art of finding one's true calling, or as he referred to it, the Japanese concept of ikigai. He guided listeners through the 4 dimensions of discovering what they love, honing their skills, addressing the world's needs, and finding ways to sustain themselves financially, all while living with authenticity and joy. His words resonated deeply. If not now, when? If not me, who? The audience also learned that happiness isn't limited to the young. It evolves at every stage of life. Jack Ma emphasized that whether you're just starting or reinventing yourself, purpose is always within reach. Each point was not just theoretical, but filled with practical advice, such as aligning passion with skills and maintaining balance while monetizing what you love. His stories illuminated the power of connecting your work to a mission greater than yourself, showing that success is more fulfilling when shared with others. Jack Ma didn't just speak about success, he redefined it. He reminded everyone that failure is not the end, but a necessary part of growth. The presentation was a call to action for anyone seeking to live a life of meaning and impact, no matter their age or circumstances. Now that you've explored the powerful steps to uncover your passion and live a life of purpose, it's time to act. Don't let this knowledge sit idle. Start asking yourself the right questions and take that first small step. What is your ikigai? How can you align your passions, skills, and purpose to create a meaningful impact? Remember, every great journey begins with a single decision to move forward. Challenges will come, but as Jack Ma showed us, they are merely stepping stones to success. Embrace them, learn from them, and use them to fuel your growth. Share in the comments which part of this presentation inspired you the most or resonated with your journey. Perhaps it was the idea of rediscovering happiness at any age or the reminder to connect your work to something bigger than yourself. If you ever need a reminder of what's possible, come back to this video. Save it as a source of motivation and let it guide you through tough times. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and share this video with someone who might need a spark of inspiration today. And if you're ready to keep growing, dive into our next video. Change your mindset. The Path to Abundance and Success, Jack Ma. It's packed with more insights to help you on your journey to a fulfilling and impactful life.